Greetings, everyone. Greetings. It's Monday, so guess what that means? Mindset Monday with Dr. Michelle Clay. I, of course, am your host this evening, Dr. Michelle Clay. I'm an empowering speaker. I'm a two-time best-selling author. I'm doctor of osteopathic medicine. I'm certified holistic health counselor and clinical nutritionist, making me your holistic physician who specializes in the release of stress simply and naturally, especially for the burnt out busy professional, the overwhelmed overachiever, the high stress, high strung, high performer. As a result of working with me, I help you find your happy, healthy place of harmony so that you can live your free life on purpose and with passion. Greetings over here on Facebook and greetings over here on Instagram. I see who's with me. Mr. Ron, happy holidays to you. Great to see you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Happy post-Thanksgiving to everyone. I don't know about you, but I am recuperating from last week's activities. I was feeling sluggish. My brain just wasn't as clear with all that food. And it was nice just to get away, get some good food and some company. But now it's time to dig in for the week and for the remainder of the year. So when we're doing that, a lot of times what can happen is that people forget about themselves. They are so busy on focusing on their to-do list, who needs this gift, what needs to be done, this, that, and the third, and they forget about themselves in self-care, what they need to recharge, release, and keep going. Especially if you're thinking about your New Year's goals, what new reality do you want to create for next year? Now is the time to plan that and make it happen. So in order to do that, we're going to talk about today on Mindset Monday, 4 elements of self-care. That's 4 elements of self-care. Now, many people think of self-care as having a massage, going to get a mani-pedi, maybe even a bubble bath, a nice long walk. And trust me, all of those things are important. But I want to just go under that particular layer of the onion. You see, my spiritual mother taught me that healing is a multifaceted approach and it's a lifelong process because it's as if you are peeling the layers of an onion. We know how many layers those have, right? Before you get to the core. So the first element of self-care I want to talk about is forgiveness. Now, a lot of people don't think about forgiveness as an element of self-care, but it is because a lot of people are holding on to unforgiveness and it keeps your heart closed. Now, that holiday song is the most wonderful time of the year, but for some people, it's very depressing because they're holding on to unforgiveness from something that happened 30, 40 years ago, and it's keeping you from the joy, the happiness, and the harmony that you need and deserve in your life. So the first element of self-care is forgiveness, not just forgiving the other person, but also for forgiving yourself for maybe some things that you have said or done, or some situations that you had yourself in. Greetings over here. Hey, Dr. Delicia, thanks for joining me. The second element of self-care is releasing the past. Now, this time of the year during the holidays, I know I'm guilty of it, but I have a lot of thoughts and feelings and memories of the past Thanksgivings, past Christmas time, and a lot of the people that I really loved and enjoyed sharing my time with are gone. They've gone on to glory. Maybe some of you are experiencing that, and it can activate feelings of sadness, depression, and wishing for things and days gone by. So when you are able to release the past, it no longer holds you hostage and robs your joy of your present, so that you cannot walk but leap into your bright, bold, and abundant future. So the second element of self-care is releasing the past. The third element that we're going to talk about this evening for an element of self-care, and this is really important when to release and enjoy the holidays, to eliminate holiday stress, is releasing regret. Now, see, this can go hand in hand with releasing the past. Look, anybody else out there? Look, I'm going to hold up my hand and own mine. Anyone else out there have some regret? If you could instigate the movie Back to the Future, you would change some things. There are some decisions that I wish I would have made different ones. There are some conversations I wish I would have had before it were too late. Sometimes I have regret. Would it really change my reality now? But I don't know, because the time is gone. But instead of holding on to regret and shoulda, woulda, coulda, if you can release that regret, then you embrace it and you have gratitude, because you know it shapes the person who you are now. Maybe you wouldn't know what you know to have what you have and be where you are without those past conversations, without those past decisions. So releasing regret. And then the fourth and final element of self-care that we are going to talk about this evening to help eliminate holiday stress is releasing grief and sadness. This goes along with releasing the past. This goes along with releasing regret, and goes along with forgiveness. Releasing unforgiveness to come into the superpower of forgiveness. When you're holding on to the past, and there's nothing that you can do about that because that time is gone. When you have regret about it, with the shoulda, woulda, coulda, I should have said this, I should have gone there, I should have done that, it can cause grief and sadness. And especially, like I mentioned, this time of the year, I know I have a little more sadness, especially around Christmas, because that was my grandmother's birthday. Martha Louise Black Jackson. I know she isn't just resting in heaven, she is rejoicing in heaven. She is rejoicing. She is at peace. She is rejoicing. And that was her birthday, Christmas. I miss her so. I miss her so. She is one of the strongest figures in my life. She's the most phenomenal being I have ever known on this planet and in my lifetime. And sometimes when I think about her no longer being here, being able to share her birthday with her, because the holidays were centered all around her, it causes me some sadness. But then, in order to release grief and sadness, I think about my times with her. I think about our memories. I think about what she taught me, like how to crochet, how to make homemade rolls, how to be a lady at all times, how to get your point across without being loud and boisterous, but being a strong wind, but not destructive. So, once again, the four elements of self-care to get through the holidays and eliminate stress. Number one, release forgiveness. Number two, release the past. Number three, release regret. And number four, release grief and sadness. But for some, that can be challenging. Remember, I told you, healing is like peeling back the layers of an onion. And sometimes you have to deal with the outer skin first before you can deal with those deeper issues, because they're very sensitive. And it can be challenging to get to the things that are uncomfortable for us. And that is why I created the Stress-Free Life Self-Care Kit. Now, one of the major elements in this self-care kit, well, first of all, you get the best-selling book, Conquering the Chaos, the Super Wonder Woman's 12-step strategy for a stress-free life. But one of the most important elements in this self-care kit is the Conquering the Chaos journal workbook. Because in this, I give you tools and strategies and a safe space to facilitate the process of releasing those four things that can hold you back from really taking care of yourself and releasing the things that are weighted, that are burdening you from really soaring to your next and best higher height. There's also the Release and Recharge tea and a special free life infuser mug to take the stress and the strain and the guesswork out of preparing that tea, because they're all organic herbs and they come in bulk, specially formulated and mixed by me to give you a sense of calm and ease that opens up the way, that softens that takes the sting out of getting to those deeper issues of releasing grief and sadness, releasing the past, releasing regret, and really coming into your superpower of forgiveness. So you can get that for, let me see, there's only 5.5 hours left to get it at the special 50% off gift that I have for you until Cyber Monday is over. So you get it at 50% off for the next 5.5 hours only. After that, you will have to pay full price, and you can secure your stress-free life self-care kit at www.selfcarefreelife.com. That is www.selfcarefreelife.com. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad that information was good for you. A lot of people forget that those emotional things that are going on can keep you from living your best life, can keep you from your stress-free life, can keep you from living on purpose and in passion. So I've created something to facilitate that process. And every time you honor yourself, every time you say yes to yourself, every time you set time, me time, you schedule me time for yourself, it is an act of self-care. Once again, you can get that for 5.5 hours only, 5 hours and 28 minutes only, to lock in the gift of 50% off at www.selfcarefreelife.com. So I'm going to sign off now. Make sure that you secure your half off price before midnight. And please, everyone, take care of yourself. Be well to yourself. Enjoy this holiday season. Don't allow it to cause you more stress. Let's get ready for the best year of our lives. So once again, it's my pleasure serving you today for Mindset Monday with Dr. Michelle Clay. I, of course, am Dr. Michelle Clay, empowering speaker, two-time best-selling author, doctor of osteopathic medicine, and certified holistic health counselor and clinical nutritionist, making me your holistic physician who specializes in the release of stress simply and naturally, especially for the burnt out, busy professional. Through my coaching programs, live streams like this, best-selling books, and the Stress-Free Life Self-Care Kit, I help you reach your healthy, happy place of harmony so that you can live your free life on purpose and with passion. Be well, do something well for yourself, and have a beautiful, restful, stress-free evening. Goodbye.